Okay, let's try this again. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to round 6 of JPR Season 2. Our second sprint race of the season, of course. So, as you can see, we are on the stream name 2 tracks, Austria and Holland tonight. Yeah, correct, 2 tracks, 2 times 25% race distance. It is our sprint round, 3 of those during the season. And yeah, tonight we're finally back on the stream again. So, let's see how this one goes. Bit of a technical issue, we apologize for that, but we're finally going. As you can see, the 2 Spangiftig cars go out with those white Red Bull liveries. Blue Bulls fan also going out. His car with blue fits nice. Blue Bulls fan, blue car, what else do you want? Just want to confirm that everything is up and running smoothly. For those of you watching, just confirm if you can hear me with a thumbs up or anything there. Okay, sounds like there's sound on the stream if I test it, so yeah. Cool, let's just see if we got a few people coming in. Of course, as always, no car sound in the first session. But of course, this is no first session, it's just one short quali for those eagle-eye guys of yours, those that's been watching. Of course, the one thing with sprint race, there is no full qualifying, it's a short qualifying session, so one qualifying session, and what you see, that's it. So unfortunately, we're going to go over a whole qualifying session without any of the track sound. Do apologize for that, but that's been a famous glitch of this game. Actually saw that on previous games as well, previous versions of this. So F1 has got a history of basically having no sound in qualifying. Normally with full qualifying it is Q1, but yeah, we'll have to endure that for another 15 minutes. Right, so as you can see, a good couple of guys already out on track. Poison Boy, of course, retires. Nothing major, that's just him serving a penalty he got. He's got a full quali ban, which means for this one, of course, being short, he cannot set any time, so he needs to retire up front. Of course, for those of you spotted, Voss is back. As much as he said he's done with this, he decided to still go give it another go. Of course, he's also serving a quali ban, so he's also not allowed to post the time. So, setting the pace up front, Blixenpie 105. Up Margosi 108. Looks like that car was a bit of a handful there, but nicely held together. Teacher 106 with Eno and Danjo, but of course you can see you expect those times to come down as the session progress. Tracks are going to get faster, rubber is going to be laid down, so that time, surely I believe our pole time would be closer to the 104 or very low 105s. For those of you watching, as always, please post comments there in the comment section. See a lot of guys watching sometimes, but I don't know if you're too scared to watch or whatever reason may be, but it's always nice to hear from you guys, especially if you also watch from other parts of the country or in the world. Nice to hear from you guys, and as I said, there we go, 104.9, so definitely in the 104s. Can someone actually take that lower? So we're into the 104s, under 105, as Not Fernando goes 105 with Seb Schumi, and of course now joining Blixenpie in the 105s. So we didn't even have to wait long for that time to come down. Teacher out on track still with his 106. Of Margosi also in the 106s. So guys, very close. It's just shining so far into the 109s. Of course, just keep in mind it's 2 races with a small break in between. So we're going to do this race, then have a quick 5-minute break, and then it's going to be the next track, of course. See, just a yellow flag there, car stopping on track. Can be just to let those slower cars, faster cars come by. But it can also be that he lost the car going very slow. Doesn't look like there's any real damage, if any. It looks like we played everything. Oh, no, now of course those tires are going to be dirty. Boink is retired from the session. Oh, and Blue Bulls now disqualified. Blue Bulls fan disqualified, going the wrong way. Not that he could do much there. As he tried to come on track, his tyres were just dirty. He got onto the throttle a little too hard, spun around, and he had to come back at it. And it's not easy, especially there where he went off. Cars coming at you at speed. You need to also keep in mind, those guys, you can't just rejoin the track because it will be a unsafe release or unsafe join of a track. So obviously he tried to avoid that. So unfortunately, as much as he waited for the cars to come past, he also faced the wrong way too long and got the DSQ there. So that's his qualifying session over. But Boentjie's retired, but no time posted, so I'm not sure if he crashed out. So Boentjie's going to start right towards the back. Of course, Boentjie currently is the championship leader, leading with 3 points coming into this round. Now Fernando coming into the pits without a teammate for the second race in a row. So Boentjie's leading the championship at the moment with 3 points. As we look at Natsumi coming, he's on medium, so he's going to go completely different strategy than the guys ahead of him. Let's just see what he managed to do with that mediums. Currently in third, a 105.1. Not Fernando very close with Shane, as you can see. And RGDV goes fast as a 104.8, and that's on mediums. Can it be that Team Slow is back? Of course, last time out in Portimao, Natsumi, he ended up in second place. RGDV, unfortunately, looks like what was a disconnect, so no points there for him. So as I said, Boentjie is leading the championship with 3 points from Natsumi. So Natsumi, of course, if he can stay ahead of Boentjie, that's a good thing for him. Of course, he still needs to finish. And remember, there's still a second race, so you would want to maximize this, especially where Boentjie is starting. Then, of course, RGDV still in third place, as it is currently. Shaney initially not a good start to the season. Couple of shaky races, if I can call it that, but at least still he picked up some points along the way. And a very good finish, of course, last time round in Portimao he managed to win. So he's now literally just 25 points off Boentjie's. And no points for Boentjie's and a win for Shaney, and Shaney is right there. But of course, there's still other guys as well. But if you look at it, pretty much the top 5 in contention for the championship. Some of them mathematical, maybe if you want, not that they're completely out. Some of them, of course, very close points to each other. But we have a very close fight here. Last season, of course, we saw 2 clear championship contenders. This season, we have more than 2. So pretty interesting stuff. See, still no comments there in the comment section. Just reminding those of you watching, please feel free to post some comments there, be part of the chat. Always nice hearing from you guys. Right, so we got Valandel, who basically made his debut for JPR last race. Very good finish, finished in the points. Forstner finally decided to retire. So Valandel currently 11th. A guy that did some racing before but was off F1 for a while, did some other racing type games, and of course a bit of a breaker, if you want to call it that. Made his comeback, not too bad, so he's just getting up to speed again, getting his rhythm. Some of those of you who knows racing, if you stay out of it a bit long, you tend to lose your rhythm. So nice to see him back on track. He did say initially, for those of you who watch the streams, there was actually a stream earlier where Valandel actually made an appearance and he said he would like to race and hopefully later this year. Well, it happened sooner than expected. Good to see him on track, of course. Hopefully we can also run into a couple of other guys from the past. So Seb Shumi retiring. Into the pits come Dan Joe. Also 106. So 106. So 4 guys were on 106. MJ2 17, 107, but also he decides to go in the mediums. Not sure if Shane is going to counter in front. Looks like he's staying on the softs. He's hoping for the faster getaway and hopefully he can put a gap between him and the car behind him if he can accelerate well. Looks like a purple for a sector. Can he keep it together? Of course, very motivational words there on his halo. First you have to finish, and that's what he's been doing. Although he might have not had the run like last season, at least he still finishes and pick up points along the way, which is why he's still pretty much in contention. And anything gets still happen. And not Fernando, 104.7. So we got 3 cars now in the 104s. Shady coming around the final corner, flat on the accelerator, open DRS, and Shady goes fast as a 104.6. Of course, Shady and not Fernando on the soft. RZTV's on the mediums. If these guys can stay ahead of him, RZTV won't like that. Starting on the mediums and then 2 cars in front of you. So yeah, but the important thing, Team Slow, 3rd and 4th. They are currently the constructors leaders by some margin. Arava, of course, is in 2nd place, with Bongozi dropping down to 3rd place, but there's only 2 points difference between those 2 teams. Of course, 86 currently, no Boucher tonight, but Valandel is substituting for him, and as I said, that Valandel moves up to 9th, 105.9. So not Shumi, 105.1, not far off either. Guys, pretty much, very close actually. 104 and 107, so from your first car to 13th place is 3.2, almost 3.2 seconds. But of course, 7th place is on mediums versus 1st place being on softs. But as you can see, as it goes down, the gaps between each driver. And of course, if you look at the tires that they're on, pretty even or mixed strategy, if I can call it that. 70 cars, of course, several of them on mediums. Normally it's only 1 or 2, maybe 3 on mediums, but see several went for the mediums to start with. Right, teacher back out on track. ID on his way out again. So is RZTV. Nah, he's still on the medium, so he's not going to change his strategy. So AD and RZTV on outlaps. We got the teacher out on track with Danjo. Rest of the guys in the pit. Just over 4 minutes to go. Danjo did a couple of laps on these tires. You just want to be careful. You don't want to take too much out of your tires, because remember, this is the tires that you're going to have to start on. If Blackshimp is happy, he's going to start in 8th. Yellow flag, of course, just a slower car getting out of the way. Track pretty empty now. Riding on board with the teacher. Still like this livery. Now he's coming back into the pit. Very lovely livery this, I must say, for the Kitty Carols. Like what they did. Danjo still out, putting yet another lap on that set of tires. Natsumi is going out again, also on mediums. So looking at, as I said, that livery of Kitty Carroll's was grey with a blue, bit of red. I like how that livery came out. I must say there's a good couple of liveries for guys who are really creative, because I like nice colours, and the Kitty Carroll's livery looks very nice. Like the grey with the red and the blue. And not too much of a one, you still got grey as the main one, so, and of course there's also, not Fernando, Team MV33, what they did with the blue and the orange. Yes, and Team Slow, of course, I still say that is pretty much a Merc wannabe. Of course, as you can see, the sponsors just a different color on each of the two cars, but the main color is pretty much the same. But yeah, that reminds me a lot of a Mercedes livery. I will leave that for you guys to make comments, but I believe that is pretty much a Mercedes livery in disguise. But yeah, glad to see that the guys put in the effort. Paid over cars look nice. Of course, the season will be, the season was our multiplayer car season. Next season we will be back to official cars. There will definitely be a season 3. So the correspondence will start to go out very soon as to what we're going to do and so forth, who's going to be up. But what's not confirmed is which game it will be, because F1 22 will release just before this season ends. So then it's a matter of which game, 21 or 22, and how quick the drivers can make the transition from the one game to the other. So we might see 21, but then again we might see 2022. Otherwise, season 4 will of course be 22. So we'll just see how quick the guys make the transition to the new game. Danger outlap, so he went for fresher rubber, hoping that he can improve on his best lap, so then at least he can start on fresher rubber. Top 4, all 4 on track, all to go for. Just a few seconds remaining. Not Jimmy, of course. RGTV is there. It looks like he's going slow. Did he back out of it? Yeah, RGTV going slow. He retires, so he backed out of it. Third place it is. Not Fernando is in the pit. Shiny purple first sector again. Well, definitely second sector is purple. Coming around this final sector. Really nailing it, looking up a corner. Not bad. And Shiny, no, not Shumi managed to sneak it on those mediums. Shiny did improve, but not by enough. So Shiny goes second, not Shumi takes pole. And there we get our sound, right at the end of the session. Something Codemasters can really improve on. Let's hope for the next games. So right, confirmation, not Shumi taking it right in the end with a medium. Shiny will hope those softs work for him and he can get a good getaway. But as you can see, sure, 0.049 is the gap between mediums and softs in those two hands. Of course, between medium and soft there's not that much of a gap, and of course it should be the other way around, but not with these two. So not Shumi, Shiny and not Fernando lining up your top 3 with RDV and the teacher, Seb Shumi in 6, followed by 80. Of course now it's all to play for. Versus where it really matters to finish the race and be able to get points, but first you need to finish. And we all know some guys very hasty in the first corner, but so far a good couple of races. First lap will be clean, so let's see what happens. Just waiting for everybody to finish their strategies for this race, or until that counter of course runs out. Right, 10-second warning. 5 seconds to go. Right, here we go. and formation lap is underway. Oh, Nino messes up in the formation lap, he gets disqualified. I'm going to get us some details here, just so you can see what tires they start on. Looks like Heno and Lando might have gotten together. But I see there's another car, but if you look at the dots, there's another car there. And there we go, it's 80. Yeah, it's 80 for Lando and Heno. Out, just disqualified from the formation lap, not too serious. A couple of guys are going a bit slow. Of course, the pace is set, of course, by the pole man. Let's see if you hit the back. Wonder what happened there. 6th place man right behind 17th place. Right, here we go. Cars just lining up again. Mercedes-inspired livery and of course a German-inspired helmet, German flag-inspired. Right, here we go. Right, silver lights. Oh, driver penalty for Force who jumped the start. Nice getaway for Notsumi. Shaney's attacking in second. RDV challenging Not Fernando there. Shaney right on the back here. Slower tyres, can he make those tyres work? You're going to go on the inside. Yes, definitely on the inside. Oh, and Valando retired. Valando retired. Oh, of course. Notsumi is coming back. Shaney on the inside. Shaney a bit brave on the brakes, but not brave enough because there's a virtual safety car where we'll have to hold position. Are we going to see a full safety car? Almost looked like for a moment there was a full safety car with that yellow dot, but no, looks like it's VSC. So Valando unfortunately out of his race on lap 1. Not sure what happened there, but Force has got a driver penalty for jumping the start. Yeah, Isham going to serve it now. Good choice with a VSC. Not going to lose too much time with a VSC as what he would have lost were under normal racing conditions. So Force comes in front of him is MJ 2017 for turbo wing damage. Yep, indeed. That explains the early stop. See, Boinky's also pitted. Boinky's on a fresh set of mediums. The Boinky's looks like Force managed to get in front of MJ because he was just the penalty. He didn't need to do a full stop. But it looks like Vos might have stopped. The penalty is not cleared. It still shows drive-through, so they didn't. So that car did. Yeah, the car was serviced. Tire 0 as well. Yeah, 0 laps on the tire. So that was a full functioning, full-blown pit stop. It wasn't the penalty served, so he's going to have to come in again. He's not going to like that. I think his aim was to serve a penalty, not to pit. Shane in front, but not making inroads as not Shimmy. Oh, and Shane too fast on the throttle out of that first corner. Spun around, and that leaves pretty much everybody past him. Shane dropping down. Oh, not Fernando, almost into the back of Notsumi. He went off there, off track. Shiny down to 8, just of that small mistake, just too much juice on that corner, and it's a very tricky corner if you get on the accelerator too quick. This is looking very good for Team Slow all of a sudden. You can see RDV not far off, not Fernando. Not Fernando dropping into the clutches of RDV, so not Shumi opening up a gap. He will definitely love this. RDV, ooh, just stuck his nose in there just to let not Fernando know he's there, but now it's going to go on the inside. Much better drive out of the final corner, and RDV into second place. This is where Team Slow want to be, first and second. Both on medium, so they can go longer than not Fernando. 80 up to 4th. Falling back to these guys. Not Fernando more pace into this corner, definitely than the two cars in front, but not enough pace to stick with him. RDV now looking like he's getting away. So we got a yellow flag. But yellow flag cleared. Force has served that drive-through now as well, running in last place currently. Oh, and now not Shumi makes a mistake. Gets that corner completely wrong. Not sure on the throttle a bit too quick there. Got the corner very wrong there. And that resulted in him making contact with a barrier, front wing gone. On the way to pits, it looks like Shaney might have made contact with him as well as he came through, so Shaney into the pits as well. So, not Shumi into the pits. Shaney right behind him. Safety car out, so good time to pit. 5-second penalty, severe collision. Sets yourself Margazi getting a penalty there. 5 seconds. Under safety car conditions, drive-through penalty, speeding under safety car, so Force gets his second drive-through penalty for the evening. Shaney on his way again, right behind not Shumi, so these two gonna stick together. So not Shumi on soft, so he did the second tire, but 12 laps on the soft, that's a big ask. Shaney would not need to put there again. He's done if he can keep his nose clean. And shenanigans under the safety car again, up for Gazi with a 5-second penalty there for speeding under the safety car, not slowing down enough. Of course, you have that warning where your delta must be a certain time, and if it's not in that certain time, within the given time, then of course that's a penalty, and that's what would have happened there with Force. And I see Heno also now decided to pit, so he's gonna do a one-stop again. He will surely go over to the mediums now. He comes up Margazi as well. He will have that 5-second stationary blip, if I can call it that, before they touch the car. Of course, serving that 5-second penalty. Here we go. 5-second penalty being served there, and now they touch the car. Margazi dropping down. He was on his way again. I see his teammate actually leaped him there, also pitted. Oh, no. That was way too fast. 5-second penalty, severe collision with MJ, so that's a 5-second penalty for Poison Boy. But he came into that corner way too fast. Pretty much did what not Fernando did earlier behind Team Slow. Came into that corner very fast, carrying a lot more momentum in the car in front. But unlike not Fernando that went to the side to make sure he doesn't make contact, unfortunately Poison Boy stayed on the racing line and contact was made with the car in front, so surely that would be wing damage. That means he will have to pit again. So his teammate got past him unscathed, managed to take him on the inside, but that sent MJ spinning and MJ now going into the pits. So that's not a good move from Poison Boy, missing his braking point completely. Blue Bulls fan now, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Well, that's a car right in front of us as we came in here with MJ. Oh, no damage, no wing change from this angle, so it's just new tires, not sure why. Out goes Blue Bulls fan, stay ahead of MJ. Unfortunately, I must say, Poison Boy has to check his braking markers. He's not getting his braking markers right. In the 11th, behind Seb Shumi. I'm not sure how far these soft tires will take us. Now Shumi 8th with Shaney in 9th. Boinkies up to 6th. All of a sudden, safety car in his lap, so things are playing into Boinkies' hands. Started the back. He started the back, pitted early under that VSC. Now he's into 6th place. The guy that was chasing him on the points table is actually behind him. So things playing out for Boinkies now. The teacher leading, but the teacher haven't stopped yet. She already decided to go into the softs. 11 laps to go after this, so it's also about looking after your tires. You don't want to push too much, otherwise you're going to have to stop again. Right, we're back to racing. Teacher is the safety car. AD in third. Luxembourg in fourth. They also stopped. As you can see, already a lot more momentum. Arjivik, a good drive out of the corner. He's going to have a look on the inside. Teacher's got some pace. Can he stay in front? Yeah, the teacher will manage to stay in front for now. RDDV, 80 and Bluxembourg in close pursuit. Not Fernando back into 5th. What can he do from here? Oh, 3-second time penalty for RDDV. Got a couple of guys with penalties. RDDV, what can he do out of a good drive actually out of his corner? Just as I was about to ask, what can he do? There he is, he's going to go on the inside. Danjo now with 3-second time penalty. As you can see, the top 5 still close with his teacher's going to go have a look on the inside. Can he come back at RDDV? Oh, guys just going a bit quick here. Teacher, not sure if he was caught off guard with the guys around him, but he went very slow. Pretty much Luxembourg, AD and not Fernando came past him there. So we got RDDV, AD, Luxembourg, not Fernando, the teacher. Shani up in 6th, so he's past, not Shumi. So Shani would like to get past the teacher as well. He's the guy on a mission here. He's sorted till the end. Fresh mediums, he can go to the end. I need to stop again. Great momentum out of his corner. Side by side. No, teacher's not going to risk it. So Shani up another place. So is not Shumi. RGDV fastest lap, no surprise on those fresh softs. Feature in the pits, so he's going to go for the softs. Shaney into 5th, can he challenge not Fernando? Boinky's down in 10th, Boinky's lost a few places. Oh, not Fernando, a bit of a moment there. So Boinky's down in 10th, not Shumi ahead of him, so that's where not Shumi wants to be. That's a good couple of places. AD, Blixenby, not Fernando, and yeah, Shaney in the mix. Meantime, while these guys are dueling, RGDV is using those fresh softs to his advantage. Gap is basically 3 seconds in front. Shaney, 1-2, just too far back. Could have to be patient, can't just stick his nose in there. RGDV yet again, fastest lap. There we go, here comes Shane, a good drive out of the final corner. DRS wide open. He's got to go with not Fernando going a bit wide. But he managed to keep not Shumi behind him. Too many Shumis on the grid here, forced now over the fastest lap. So AD now 4 seconds adrift. Blixenby going on the outside, can he make it stick? No. But in the process, Shaney is close right up to him. Shaney's going to have a look on the outside to Blixenby. Can he make it? He did. Shaney into 3rd. Great recovery for here from Shaney. Got 80 inside here. Thing is, of course, he's still got the advantage. Harder tyres, of course, will go further. How many laps can RGDV do on those softs before he has to really look after them? Blixenby still there with Shaney's got DRS. Blixenby will also have another DRS zone coming up. Shaney has DRS, a lot more momentum. And Shaney's pass back into 2nd place goes Shaney. Time penalty there for not Fernando. He's at now in 6th. Not Shumi got past him. A very slow moving car, looks like Afmar Ghazi. That is for yellow flags. Force our service penalties. Blue Bulls fan 11th, MJ 11th, Blue Bulls fan 12th. We are currently running the points. Boinky's ahead of him. Staying pretty much intact with Boinky's. And of course we also have the 2 teammates battling there, Dan Joe and Seb Shumi. Not Fernando now starting to fall off a bit. Blixenby and not Shumi having a fight here. Can Blixenby come back at him on the outside? Both have DRS. Not Shumi keeping the inside line. AD will be under pressure, but yeah, Shane's got now a 1.5 second gap to AD. 5.5 to RGDV. 5 laps to go. It's literally a second a lap. It all just comes down to how much rubber is left on those soft tyres. And Afmar Ghazi retires. Looks like Afmar Ghazi retired on track, not sure what happened there because that car was still going by itself after it said he retired. If he retired on track, that is a penalty. The rule says if you want to retire, you must go do it in the pits. RGDV still increasing that gap, so looks like the amount of rubber on the tires is not a problem. So there's still good life in those softs. Natsumi chasing down Cheney, so still good for Team Slow, first and third. So they will definitely be extending points. There's still a second race after this one, but that will still be good points for the championship nonetheless. Oh no, see there goes Cor. Oh, Cor, sorry man, tough luck. Landell just confirmed he got a bit of a sandwich, and unfortunately he got the wrong side of a sandwich, which resulted in his race being, over before it even started. But luckily there's a second race, Cor, and maybe one of your favorite tracks, I hope. I know a lot of people were complaining, but yeah, next one will be a real tester, so 3 laps to go, then a short break, and then we'll be racing again. Natsumi hanging on, not really making inroads, but his teammate is definitely getting away from Shaney. Soft is not a problem for RGDV, he's keeping it together. Still doing very much qualifying type laps, if you want to call it that. 2 laps to go after this one. He's got enough of a gap unless he now really messes it up. RGDV, Shaney and Natsumi, but Natsumi is now within DRS range, so all to fight for here. Natsumi on the soft, so starting on the mediums and going on the softs looks like was a much better strategy, because in theory the medium should be the better, because the mediums last and there's a time where it comes back to you, but the softs, it seems like it's lasting longer than what we anticipated. At least for Team Slow, because those boys are doing very good on those softs. Grip is not an issue. And there was that uncertainty of this tyre lasting that long. So far there's no issue with those softs. Not sure if Shaney took out a lot of his tyres and now he's the one battling. Oh, Natsumi does it again. Come around the corner a little too hasty. And now a couple of cars are going to go past him. Dropping all the way down to 9th. He was in 3rd place, now he resumes in 10th. He had to wait for all those cars to come past him before he could get back on track. Otherwise that would have been an unsafe join of a track. So Natsumi dropping down yet again. Both him and Shaney did it, but Shaney did a very good recovery drive. Hey, bad luck Natsumi, so RGDV Shaney and Blixenp 80, not Fernando. Boink is up to 6. Reno currently holding 8th with Sepshumi coming down. Sepshumi 3.4 seconds. Reno's got a penalty. Pass over the fastest lap. You can see 3 seconds. Reno can keep this up. He will stay 8th. That gap must stay 3 seconds or more. Natsumi down to 11th. Now it looks like he's not going to even finish in the points. Yellow flag. Slow going. Oh, Blue Bulls fan, no front wing. RGDV in the final sector now. Final sequence of corners for RGDV. There we go, RGDV takes the win. Real good drive there, so 35 points in the bag for him. Shaney comes back in second. Very nice recovery drive after he's been in front. Spin right here. Lost a good couple of places, but a good fight back. AD with a solid third place. Boenkes moves up to fourth thanks to the help of some penalties. Blacksamp fifth. Not Fernando brings it home in sixth. Danjo seventh. Heno eighth. Heno manages to keep in front. Force in the end takes ninth. Natsumi gets the points in 10th, so 1 point. Teacher 11th. Sep Humi 12th. MJ 13th. Poison Boy will come back in 14th. With Blue Bulls there in 15th place and 2 retirees. Fastest lap goes to Force. Driver of the day for this race, of course, commentary team. This is adjudicated by the commentary team. So driver of the day for this race, yeah, the game's driver there's Boenkes only because he starts at the back. I don't think the game brings in a lot of variables in that. So driver of the day for me, that will be Shaney. So there's your top 3. Right, just confirmation how they ended. RGDV, Shaney, 80, Boenkes, Blacksamp, Not Fernando, Danjo, Eno, Force and Natsumi. That is your top 10. Okay, just waiting for everybody to move on, and then there's going to be a short break. We're not going to stop the stream, we're just going to pause it, and then once we're ready to go with the second race, we will just start again. Well, just resume the stream. So just bear with us. Right, so we will be back shortly. And we are back. Second race of tonight's sprint around Zandvoort. Of course, also single qualifying, 25% race as well. You see Dan Joe is on his way out. Here comes Valando. He goes, looks like Poison Boy. One of the Kitty Carols is out there as well. Now he knows the guy was out. Well, no, Poison Boy is out as well. He's in front. Just in front of his teammates. There we go. Guy would have to work on his braking marks, braking points. Oh, caught out there. Luckily it was just the advertising and not her barrier. Now his teammate is behind him, and of course last season when we saw this, not good. So hopefully he'll just let his teammate pass. Yes, he does. Gets out of the way for the other cars as well. Because he forced retired, so he's not going to qualify here. Didn't have to retire. Served his ban in the previous race, but anyway he's retiring again. Perhaps he likes starting at the back. Good couple of guys out here. Of course, Blessedly started his hot lap. Blue Bulls fan as well, and Poison Boy. We'll just see you. Yeah, so anyone. Well, now I'm not going to ask because I see there's only two people. I would say definitely under 110 here for fastest lap. Lexington already weighing purple sectors, but of course only 15, well still 15 minutes to go, only a few minutes in, so this track is also going to still rubber in. But I think we're going to see definitely below 110 most likely. Unless I'm very ambitious here, but let's wait and see. Not Jimmy still in the pit. AD also needs outlap. Ooh, going way at the end of, way outside on the track. He went 114, teacher immediately a 112. Landel 113, splitting them. Flexion Pier 113 as well, so good decent lap from teacher. But I do believe we're going to get closer to that 110 if we're not going to do 110 itself. Shania 111.3, so we're still getting closer. 110 is possible. Just 4 things to take off. Who's going to be that one doing the 110? There 114, the Wolves 115. Poison Boy, sure that was just some sort of a banker lap, but I believe Poison Boy can go faster than that. Fernando 120, same, yeah, he can definitely go faster than that. Natsumi's on his way out. Ooh, already is out. Invalid lap. Good. Oh, the spin there. It looked like for MJ. But he's doing well to miss him. He's coming through and he's also in the 111s. Yeah, so that was MJ, looks like who spun there. He's on his way back to the pits. Poison Boy improved to 117. So if he can just pull it together, surely he can do a 115, 116 maybe. Not Fernando 111 as well, so he's right up there with those guys. Still waiting for Notsumi and RDV to post laps. Notsumi a bit of traffic, but if he plays it well, he can maybe get a bit of a tow. See, he's deciding to go on the mediums again, just like he did with the previous race. Give you guys just some detail here so you can see. Looks like it's pretty much a team's ready, but now he backs out of it. Looks like he decided, no, the car in front of me is too close. Yeah, he definitely backed out of it, so I'm sure he's just going to make sure that there's more space. Then he's going to give it another go. And he retires from the session. So he's not going to go out again, so he's going to take his position and just start from wherever. Google fan coming in. Now would be a good time actually for Paul and Sepshumis without a front wing. That's why the yellow flash slow moving car. But now would be a good time for those team slow guys to do their business. Nobody on track. Looks like Notsumi is gunning it. Purple first sector. Nice and tidy. Sort of a tricky one here. It looks like the car wanted a bit wobble, but nicely kept together there. Let's see as he comes through to finish sector 2. Yellow flag of course will be that slow moving car of Sepshumi. Purple second sector through the chicane. So nice and tidy. Nice out corners, just keep a tight line, you don't want to lose it here, but you want to be on the throttle as early as possible. Full throttle, coming for the line, and fifth. 112.4, he lost time in that final sector, so first two sectors purple, but he just couldn't hook it up good enough for that. You know, to come near the 111, so that final sector pretty much was his Achilles heel there. His teammate is out there, but I see his teammate decided to change strategy. RDV outlap, so we'll have to wait a few more corners before we know what kind of time he can post. He's not me giving it a bit more. Looks like it, he is definitely on pace. Another purple for second sector. Oh, way too quick on the throttle, and the back end stepped out and he had to bail out of it to make sure he doesn't lose the car. He's also going to change strategy. He's going to stay in the medium, so he's definitely going to come into the pit. He's sitting fourth with Not Fernando. Oh, Not Fernando, big moment there. But he managed to bring under control, and luckily not a lot of cars on track at this moment. Just over 7.5 minutes to go. Oh, MJ into the barriers there. Zandvoort not an easy track, but twisty and turns. A lot of twists and turns, and yeah, can catch guys out. Oh, already we also have a bit of a moment. Hopefully no damage. Now he's gonna come into the pits. Already we still no lap time set. Shane still pushing. Pointy's not Fernando AD, not Jimmy in the pits currently. Fluxenp in the pit. The Landless out. See AD is now on his way out. The Landel, of course, all the way from Amsterdam, 7th, so I would believe he liked this track. Oh, and Shaney just put a wheel too wide, and that actually upsets his whole sequence of corners. He had to back out. Luckily, kept it out of the barriers. Didn't go into any big spin either, so nicely kept there. Morgossi still in the pits, no lap time set as yet. Poison Boy 117 already on his way out again. Just over 5.5 minutes to go. Lennon also in the pits. I see Blixipie also retired. Training for purple second sector. Very wide approach into the chicane. You saw obviously the team slow cars is on soft tyres. Although not sure he's still on his mediums the time that he posted, but RDV is on soft. Shaney, there goes. Where's for 110? Shaney breaking to the 110s, 110.8. 110.8. First guy into the 110. Of course RDV is on a fast lap. Let's see what he can do. Still need to post a lap time to be on the board. We need to do a good time here so that he can actually move to the front. He definitely doesn't want to start where he's currently sitting. Purple second sector. But the first two sectors doesn't seem to be the problem. It's the last sector that cost the guy's time. Can he keep it together? On the throttle nice and early, clean lap, oh, and there he invalidates his lap. Did all good until that final corner. 3 minutes to go, he's going to have to put together a lap very quickly here, otherwise he's going to start right at the back. Natsumi finally out again, he decides to go on the soft. So change of strategy there, he's not going to stick to that medium start. Only Blixenp on mediums, pretty much everyone else on soft. The medium's not working here by the looks of it. They are really coming around again, but there's a bit of traffic in front of him. Part of it's his teammate, but surely they will just move over. Yeah, there's his teammates already to the side. Purple second sector. You get a good, maybe that car in front just set him off a little bit. Bit of a wide entry there. Coming here, nice fast on the throttle. A bit of corner, but just a little bit. Managed to keep it clean. First is going to be a valid lap, but where does it put him in third place? So 1:11.6. So now at least he made it up. Now can he improve and get right to where he wants to be? Started previous race also in third. It's going to mean 2 third places for start for him. Well, if it's anything to go on the first race, where he brought it home in first place, then he will definitely say, let's start there again. Letting his teammate go past now. What cannot Shumi do? There's still go change in front, riding on board here with Natsumi. He managed to move up to 4th, but can he improve any further? There's less than 30 seconds to go. The wide into exit there. Nah, then he backed out of it. He backed out of it, so that's 4th and 3rd. He's not going to make it to the finish line for another lap. So RGDV is done, not Shumi. No, he's not going to improve here. So that's pretty much not Shumi done as well, not Fernando done. Oh, Shane deciding at the last possible moment to come into the pits, not to go past and try again. Not that he wasn't a particularly fast lap, otherwise he would have went for the line. Brake is also backed off, so there's no change. So this is going to be pretty much your starting, yeah, that's your starting lineup here. So Shaney, Boinkies, RDV, not Shumi, not Fernando, 80, Teacher, Valandel, Luxon P, Danjo, that's your top 10. Sep Shumi 11th, Rovena 12th, MJ 13th, Bluebells Fan 14th. Afalgazi is still on track, but he's not going to improve either, so that stays 15th. Poison Boy 16th, with Force taking last place. He didn't post a lap, so that is a 17th place start for Force. So 2 races in a row for 4 starts at the back. So let's see what difference can he make in this race. Right, just waiting for Morgozi to retire. Then this session will be officially over. Right, there we go. Just confirmation. Pole position for this session goes to Shaney. Waiting for everybody to continue. Right, 5 seconds when we can move on. Awesome. Cool, thanks Johnny, thanks for the heads up. Appreciate that. Always love the feedback. Nice to hear from somebody. So, see Mr. E.H. Bouchy himself finally decided to pop in. Well, Bouchy, weet jy of jy kan sê hy's terug as hy nooit regtig weg was nie. Hy didn't last long, nou did it. Right, just waiting for everybody to finish setting up strategies for this session. Here we go, somebody's ready, so right, almost ready, almost time to go. 10 seconds. When we can go again, 5 seconds. Formation lap coming up. Right, let's do this. Oh boy, waiting for play is never a good sign. Let's hope nobody's got a connection issue. Oh boy. Oh boy. Trouble's coming. Okay, looks like we're finally getting there. Good stuff. Yeah, okay, so P was actually on the softs. The force is the only one in the mediums. Which is understandable, starting at the back. Oh, B disqualified. Seb Schumi disqualified. So they will sit on the grid this time round. So both teams low cost. Oh, you know, again, second time tonight. Looks like MJ as well. Yep. So both teams low cost in the top 4. They would hope to get a good start here. No, both of them would love to jump boinkies because that's where the championship fight is at the moment. Of course, Shaney with a win, another 25 points. So he would love to stay ahead of all of them, so he can get another win here. So if he can make it to make it a win tonight with last week's win, that will help him very nicely. But of course, as you can see, 4 cars there, all 4 of those cars are pretty much in the championship hunt. Just the closest, of course, as the moment before we started tonight was 3 points between Natsumi and Boinkies, but of course with previous race things changed a bit. Boinkies obviously would have opened up the gap a bit, but RDV should have gotten a few points back. Of course shouldn't, he would have, because he didn't get some points last week, so he fell back a bit. So winning tonight obviously will bring him back a little closer to his teammate and Boinkies. So Natsumi would desperately want to get ahead of both of them. Of course, there's still 4 more rounds to go after this one, and of course one of those rounds is another sprint race for 2 races. So pretty much really 5 races if you look at it in total. So it's not over, not by a long shot. Right. Faster cars coming around now to line up with those guys that was disqualified. Force coming around, just closing up at the back. There you go, guys lining up. So, there we go, final car lined up. We are ready to go. And go! Good start from both Boinkies and Shane, but Boinkies with a much better start. Boinkies off onto the inside. Both, and Notchum is ahead of his teammate. RDV with a bit of a slow start, but he's catching up again. So pretty much the top 4 guys here will be close to each other. Notchum jumped his teammate just like what he wanted. Now he desperately wants to get past Shane to go after Boinkies. Banjo falling back, not able to hold on to the pace of these 4. Oh, Nino made it all the way to the back. Passing to 12, so he gained a good couple of spots there with that start. Point is now getting away in front. Shiny not holding on. Not Chumi behind him. Teacher up to 5th, 5-second penalty for Dan Joe. Speaking of the pit lane, looks like there might have been some damage. Now Fernando in 6th, right with the teacher. Course now up to 9th. Brilliant start, he couldn't have asked for better. Poison Boy in 10th. Yeno, Sepshumi, AD and Danjo all in the pits. RSV back in front of Notsumi. Oh, and AD retires. AD with a DNF just coming out of a pit. Coming out of a pit just a bit too much in a hurry coming, on those colder tires. Got the fresh rubber on. Of course, fresh rubber being the medium. Oh, and Cheney fastest lap. Ooh. MJ just keeping it clean there. Go with of a bit of track there. Upper Gazi now gaining the position there. And we got a VSC. Guys will have to keep position. So AD just coming out of the pits there. And as he came out of the pits, just pushing a little too hard on the new tires. Of course, those tires would be cold. Yeah, out of a blanket, yes, but not up to racing temperature yet. And being the mediums, of course, they take a little bit longer. So just maybe pushing a little too hard, too quick on the new rubber. So unfortunately, first car out for tonight, for the second race, of course. So now Blue Bulls fan with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. You won't, of course, serve it immediately. It only gets served with the next pit stop. Otherwise, if it's not done, then it's time added at the end. Blue Bulls fan on his way. Not sure why. I would have rather stuck with mediums, but anyway, having a terrible one here. And I see AD has joined us, so he can give us his first-hand experience on what happened there.
Yeah, tires too cold. Get out of the pits and right into the barriers.
Okay, so I call that one right. Cold tires and a bit too quick on the throttle on those new tires. Oh, drive-through penalty. Not Shumi speeding under VC. Oh, and a big moment there for Eno. Not Shumi having beautiful opportunities tonight, but he's not taking his chances. Not Shumi going backwards again, just like with the first race. Beautiful opportunities, and he's just not converting it tonight. Oh, and another 5-second penalty speeding in the pit lane. Guys coming into hot here. Brilliant first race, AD. It's just unfortunate second race didn't go as planned.
Yeah, lucky for those guys had 3-second penalties to only. So that's made up.
So Blue Bulls fan, unfortunately a DSQ there. So we have a second retirement. Well, not retirement, but one retirement, one disqualification. Still have your leaders pretty much battling it out, as you can see. Less than a second between each of them. RZDV staying close here. Who's going to make the first move? Now the yellow flag. Ooh, Shani looking on the inside, not going to make it stick. Of course, wanting to put Boinkies under pressure here. Ooh, Valandel now with a 5-second penalty. Guys, I'm just not seeing that speed line, the whole pit line. They keep coming into hot. Force meantime up to 6 guy making places. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Okay, so Natsumi making a few places back there. Up to 9th. Oh, and Shani goes on the inside. He takes Boinkies, goes a bit wide. Boinkies going to have a look on the outside, but he can't make it. But now he's going to be under pressure from RZDV. Managed to keep it in front of RZDV for now. He's going to have a better momentum here. RZDV definitely got the slipstream, but he's got to stop. So RZDV looks like he's going to go for the undercut. Potential undercut there, 80.
I think so.
Not Fernando out. If this is going to be a safety car, it's a safety car. Brilliant call. Brilliant call for RZDV, but it doesn't look like he stopped. Unless he serves some sort of penalty, but his car just went through the pits without stopping. Oh, Akmar Ghazi has left the session. But he also DNF'd. Not sure what happened there. RZDV came into the pits. Looks like he was going for the undercut, and as he came into the pits, the safety car was released. And the safety car collected him, so as far as I know, he had no penalties. He didn't show any penalty. And Poison Boy also retires. All of a sudden, 5 cars. No. No, he went straight. He came into the pits. There was definitely no penalties for him to serve. He came into the pits, which seemed to me, which was the undercut. And then as he was in the pits, safety car got triggered. So safety car collected him. Car never stopped, and he was like somebody who served the drive-through.
That must be a very, very close call.
Anyway, Boinkies now into the pits, but I see Shani also decided to pit. So these guys are going to match each other. One thing about the multiplayer cars. Okay, Boinkies resumes behind Shani. So safety car will now collect him. Oh, now RZDV 5-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane, coming into hot. I think he is livid.
His temper must be flying high now.
I would also, if I was him, coming into pit, and just at that time he would have called it beautifully, and actually he did, but the safety car coming out now basically affected his pit stop and brought him out without stopping.
I would like to watch the replay on that one. I think it was very close. So to get an actual pit stop, and well, what happened now?
But he's going to be in 4th place, and the safety car will bunch him all up, so he's still there in the hunt. But of course he's got that 5 seconds to make up. And if he can do what he did in Austria, then that 5 seconds will not be a problem for him. But guys being caught out by this pit entry. Of course 11 laps to go still after this lap.
It's a nice track, just a little bit difficult. You must just make sure some of the curbs you can drive, some of them just stay away from them.
That's it, stay away from the curbs. Especially that last corner. That last corner invites you to give it. And then it's just as you come into it, lack of speed, whoop, there goes the back end. Okay, so RZDV is joined up. Unfortunately, he's now one with a disadvantage with the 5 seconds, but he can definitely still give it a go. Forces on softs. We saw now with the previous race that the softs can actually last. So advantage force, unless he's going to go too quick. and he takes out the life of his tyre, so he's going to have to be careful, bring it up to temperature just nicely. So everybody stopped, everybody pretty much on the mediums except Force.
So 3 guys with penalties are Lee, Danton and MJ.
Of course, that's all 5 seconds. Just to confirm there, all 3 of them have 5 seconds.
Seems like everybody has stopped.
Yep. I think everybody should be sorted. I think Chris Stewart's going to have a busy night after both races. Of course, Force went to reserve seat, no longer part of a permanent lineup. Dan Joe doing well so far in this race. Didn't stop this time, he had an early stop of course. In theory he can make these mediums go to the end.
Oswald's got a good chance on his top. I don't know if they will manage to race from here.
I thought the same in Austria, and yet RZDV managed to... Oh wow, Bluxenby passing. Safety car coming in this lap. Now I thought with Austria as well, the safety, the softs won't last, because it was also early stop onto the softs, but they lasted. In fact, RZDV managed to get away from Shaney on the mediums, so I expect to see the same from the softs, if Force surely can do the same. No, why is Dan Joe stopping behind the safety car and he's stopping dead?
That's the thing of him, not the first time.
No, this is it's a repeat offender. I'm definitely sure the stewards were looking to this. Why are you stopping and you're stopping dead under safety car? You should keep moving at, of course, the set pace, but not just stop completely dead. And they actually messed up his own race. He was in 5th place. Well, 5th, 6th place, but now he's down to 10th thanks to that. Unless, look, he must also said, young guy, I think he rather want to break and get away from these guys. He doesn't want to get involved with them and mix up their races. Bluxenby amongst the Team Slow guys. It's like cat amongst the pigeon. Oh, and there goes not Shumi. Saw that one coming. RZV also went off. The 2 knots, the two. Oh, RZV collects. Heno. There goes Heno, there goes RZV.
Safety car.
And both Team Slow cars goes in a matter of corners. Heno went spinning, RZV recovered from going off track, and as he came on track, he actually collected Heno's car, and that actually ended up in a retirement for both. Yeah, not Shumi was already spinning there, so I think the 2 cars there, in conjunction with Bluxenby, there was a bit of a contact there.
So if all these cars could finish, like a point.
All points for all of them, 9 cars remaining. If Bluxenby is in the pits, was there some damage sustained? I don't see a wing change, just new. Yeah, just rubber. Just rubber.
Going for softs.
And MD coming into the pits, I think he's also going to change to soft. Because that's a 5-second penalty, so he's serving that, yeah, and it's soft that's going to go on.
And the wing.
So maybe that's the wing that actually triggered the stop. When now he's on fresh rubber and soft tires, of course, he can give it a good go. Of course, all in all, Boinkies are scoring from this because...
8 laps on the first, can be done.
Yeah. So, Boinkies are actually scoring because his closest title contenders are both out.
So far, Shane is having a good race. Fastest lap so far, 1:34.94.
And if he managed to keep his head in the first one, it could have been maybe a double win. Of course,
Yeah.
yeah, there's still 8 laps to go after this, so I don't want to jinx it.
Commentators go.
And let's rather not mention it. Let's just shut up. But yeah, I have a funny feeling the Stu is going to be busy.
Oh, there's another accident.
Oh, there goes Danjo. I don't want to say it, but
Sorry,
yeah,
my mistake.
but Bliksempie seems to be a crap magnet in this race. Een regte magneet vir stront vanaand.
Ja, sê.
So we're down to 8 cars out of 17. And see the debris on the start finish line. Oh. So we have MSN team Shark Racing leading, and we have a car closing the back of it, so everyone else pretty much in a MSM team Shark Racing sandwich. So Bliksempie, Valando. So there's no, it's only single, it's only team MSN Shark Team Racing that's got both cars still in the race. Oh, now force colliding. So Shumi 5-second penalty. Safety car coming in. Shumi ahead of Boinkies. Was that a legal pass? Wonder if Shane is looking back. Because if he sees, he's going to have to, he would want to gun it now because those guys behind him is way off.
He must go,
He must just go for it because those guys are behind him. There's nobody on him. Just go for it. Don't wait, don't wait. Oh, and Shane actually scored there. I don't know what happened with the back, but that actually gives him a massive gap. But Force now in second. Force and Danjo. Something happened to Boinkies. Boinkies down to 6. Sef Shumi left the session. What a time for his internet. Oh, ignoring yellow flag. 5-second penalty for Force. Another one. Sef Shumi has left the session. No, it's it. 5-second penalty, ignoring yellow flag. But he did say he has left the session. Now, I know he has problems with his internet at times. Wonder if that's the internet problem, but what a time for internet issues to come up. So 10-second penalty for Force, 5 for Sef Shumi. Valando potentially here with a second place. Oh, and he goes past, so that's Sef Shumi's car's AI. The way that it's actually, the pace that it's going. Yeah, the pace that it's going and how it's going, that is definitely AI in control of that car. So Sef Shumi has left. And there goes Boinkies past as well. That is definitely AI. Because the AI is not on the same pace as these guys, so unfortunately that would be no points. Yeah, but Sef Shumi could have been in second, maybe third. And what a time for him to lose connection.
Well, maybe all the other guys watched and saw he's slowing down and they slow down for him as well.
Yeah, and if you drive on board with MJ, you can definitely see an X there next to Sef Shumi's name. Unless he can come back and take control of a car. That's actually his best finish for the season so far. Now he's not going to get the points for it because this is AI. If it was a disconnect right at the end of the race, different story, he could have gotten the points, but this is less than 90%. So unfortunately, this will not count. So unfortunately, this is no points for Sef Shumi. So technically speaking, we got 7 cars remaining. It's just now Moritz having to get past the AI of Sef Shumi. Shaney fastest lap on those mediums. 7-second gap. And MJ now comes past
Yeah, he's battling.
He's battling with
AI.
AI. Last thing you want is to battle AI, but that was not Jimmy. He just said left session, and that's normally a disconnect. And I don't think he would have rage quit there, not at where he was. He was in the best position he was. Why would you want to give that up? But I say again, the steward's going to be busy. Valandel actually coming into his own now, giving Bluxenpie and Boinkies a run for their money. Forces 4 seconds ahead. He need to make up another 6 seconds. There's 4 laps to go after this. Now Boinkies coming at Bluxenpie. Bluxenpie, can he go on the inside? No, he's too far back. Shaney, it just worked out very well for Shaney on that restart. Not sure exactly what happened there, but guys changing positions behind the safety car, and in the process falling back.
You put all your battery power, JPR DRS, and go for that. But I find that it's actually easier going on the outside rather than inside.
I actually saw a couple of passes on the outside. Seems like there's more confidence on the outside of a track rather than the inside. But yeah, a lot of twists and turns. Some guys don't have a confidence on this track. Koshani now just need to keep calm, keep focused. He's got a good gap. 8 seconds to Force plus, then the 5 to Valandel, so that is a good 3 seconds. 13 seconds I mean, because obviously Force still got that 10-second penalty. But at this rate, looks like Force is going to manage to make it up and make sure that that penalty is not going to come in play. 3 laps to go, and he only needs 1.4 seconds. Boink is still battling here with Valandel.
I think they are also holding them all up here.
Shaney with another fastest lap. He's enjoying himself in front. Oh, sorry, the gap between, the 8.6 I was referring to is fine. Sorry, Force still just got a 5 second ahead of this back. Boink is now going to go on the inside with DRS. Valandel is going to go on the outside. No, he's not. He's not going to challenge him. And MJ had a moment there out of the final corner, and Seb Humi's AI comes past him again.
3 guys are racing for the last podium spot.
Yep, and now looks like Boinky's got the momentum. So that means Force will not get second because 5 seconds. The question is, can Valandel and Bluxenpie stay in there and also make up those positions at the end?
Teacher's falling. Oh no, he's bending a little bit.
Not massively. He's still sticking with these guys.
No, guys in front has got DRS, so it makes it easier for them. Oh! There's Bluxenpie out. I think he wanted to push a little bit hard.
Too hard, and he come.
Oh no, he's still going.
He's still going. He's still got.
He's still going.
Just front wing out. He's just going to put for a new front wing. Oh, and Motor's still battling this AI. And a 5 second penalty for Bluxenpie just for good measure.
Okay. Good battle, yeah. AI.
So, yeah, 7 cars remaining, because obviously can't count that Seb Schumi car. 1 lap to go. Starting in second place, he stayed, he had to fight Boinkies for it. Worked hard but kept it clean and overtook Boinkies, and so ever since he overtook, he stayed in front. And came the safety car restart, he played it very well with those guys at the back. Of course, there's Force that came all the way from the back, but also Force had a good couple of penalties. Shaney didn't have any penalties. There's Valandel. Valandel also with a good performance here. the teacher also. So, AD, as my guest commentator for this race, I'm going to go out here and ask you, who would you say is your driver of the day for this race?
I would actually say Shane. I think he had a very good race.
And he dictated this when guys around him went out and swapped and changed positions.
Yep, I'll give it to Shane.
Okay, there you go. Here is from my fellow commentator, not me. So, because he got it for the first race as well. So, before you say I'm being biased, another commentator called this one. And yeah, it just so happened to be Shane again. So, Shane gets driver of the day for both races.
And he's right here.
And he comes around the final corner and shows everybody that's how you do it. Well done, Shane. Definitely, a lot of guys complained about this. They did say it's not going to be easy. I thought, yeah, they might have been exaggerating, but if you look at how many cars retired in the end, I would definitely say it was not an easy one.
No, I will agree with that one. I was one of the guys who said it's not going to be easy race. I was actually
forced diving in the pits on the last lap. Why? Valando picks up a podium. Teacher just misses out on his podium. Just an just don't know why he dived into the pit.
There's another thing, simply ignoring yellow flag.
As he left the session, I don't know. But, sorry guys, but if that is what Force going to do, if he's going to go all weird on the final lap, then he might as well just go race somewhere else.
Second race in a row now.
It's all good if he races, but, you know, race clean, take on the guys, but if he can do that, he can do other stuff. And the last thing I want him is to jeopardize the racing. Shani brings his steering wheel.
I so miss myself on the podium, yeah.
Shani brings his steering wheel to the podium. Look, I have no problem with whoever race here, but keep it clean and respect the other guys. But to retire or dive into the pits on the final lap. But anyways, with your confirmation, according to that, Valando has actually jumped Boinkies as well as teacher. Because yeah, it shows Boinkies got a penalty. Anyway, Shani, Valando, teacher, Boinkies, and then Force, MJ, and Blixenpie, that's for 7 finishes. Because Seb Shumi was AI. So yeah, Force 40-second penalties. Oh wow. I don't know how many of those penalties are real, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's how the game call it. And unfortunately, it must be said, we do not take away penalties. If a game gives penalties, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we don't sit and take away penalties. And that is clear, and that was made clear. So whatever result is there, that's going to be the result. Heidi, any comments, final comments from your side? Anything you want to say before we close this one off?
I think it was a great race. 2 sprint races. Well done to the top 3 for both races. Shani of taking drivers.
And both. Yeah, and second place in a win, so I think Shani had a very good night.
Yeah. If you look at the points, 44 points made up, excluding now the bonus points.
Of course, those points will be sorted out. And of course, the Weather Stream Tonight Driver of the Day was back, which was missed the last 3 races. So, well done to the guys. I must say, not an easy one here, what we saw now. And of course, next week, we back to normal 50% again. And then round 9, of course, we will have our last sprint race, of course, our sprint round. We will have a double race again. And I must say, I love these sprint races. Good idea. And it's definitely something that we most likely will keep going forward. So, details on Season 3 will follow shortly. So, just keep an ear out for those of you still waiting. Also, you can follow us on Twitter. We will also be posting there. Till next time, you guys must stay safe. Have a good one. And then we will definitely chat again. Cheerio.
Cheerio. Just bye.